Hello, Sandy.
Three tours in as many years, Jim. You must love this country.
We do. We're thrilled about back. Thrilled about coming back again, and we were nearly Australian ourselves. By the way, our parents had, when they got married, had seriously considered. They were planning to move over to Australia and start their life as a newly married couple there. And I don't know what happened to scupper their plans. I think it was probably I was a honeymoon baby, you see, so maybe it was that kind of they had to push that idea to one side. But yeah, we were nearly Australian. So for us to come back to the country as much as we can, we just love it. We're delighted to be able to do that.
Well, I'm kind of glad you weren't really Australian because you wouldn't have that delightful accent, would you, if you'd been born here?
Good point. True enough.
Indeed. Hey, Jim, the tour itself celebrates Talk on Corners, which was, I think, your second album, right?
It was our second album. Yeah, Forgiven Not Forgotten was the first.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and it was a tough album to create because if you imagine, we had 5 years to create all the songs for Forgiven Not Forgotten, the debut album, and we got like 6 months to create to compose all the songs for Talking Corners. So, we worked with some other writers on that. The challenge was to make it kind of cohesive and to have continuity between all of the songs, but we managed to achieve that. Thankfully, it went on eventually to be a huge success, especially when we added Fleetwood Mac's Dreams onto it, our version of that song.
There must have been a lot of pressure on you to come up with as good an album as you'd put out the first time, right? Did you feel the pressure?
Oh, it was huge. Well, they called it second album syndrome. It was huge pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what I know that other bands, what they will do is they'll be writing on the road. They're writing while they're touring constantly, and that's what we should have been doing. We kind of weren't doing enough of that. You kind of live and learn. So when it came time to nearly time to record, okay, what do you have? We're kind of twiddling our thumbs. So, excuse me, it was necessary for us to write with other people, and that was very educational in itself. And it kind of, when you're writing with other people, it can take you off on different tangents that you might
Sure.
not necessarily have gone in
Yeah.
yourself. So
Yeah.
it can be very creative and very fruitful. But yeah, we got it together eventually, and thanks be to God. I mean, that album just did so well for us. It was 10 weeks at number one in the UK,
Amazing.
and it remains one of the best selling albums of all time. There,
Do you have a favorite song from that album?
I love "Don't Say You Love Me." I also love "Hopelessly Addicted." Kind of "Never Loved You Any." It was kind of a jokey, kind of throwaway song, but it actually ended up being quite successful. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a surprise. But yeah, "Don't Say You Love Me." Oh yeah, and we've included that in the set, and we love playing it live. So we'll be playing it in Australia as well. What ends up being our favorite songs would be the ones that we don't get to play that often. And it's always it's a refresh for us for the entire set, really, when you add in a new song,
Right.
which we will do again for the tour of Southeast Asia and Australia. So
Jim, what can fans expect from the cause here in Australia?
I think that the fans can expect a great performance from us. I think that I genuinely think that we're playing better than ever. I think we're a little bit older now, so we're a little bit more relaxed on the stage and probably more confident in our ability now. So I think that translates. We will be doing all of the songs that people will be familiar with, and then some. I am just hoping that people will love the performance aspect of our show and the acoustic set that we do. Yeah, we just put our heart and soul into the live performance, so it'll be great.
It certainly will be. I remember on the last two occasions when you were here, I had the privilege of having a chat both to Andrea and to Sharon, and neither of them would get into a bit of a banter with me in terms of how you guys all got on. Everybody was very polite about saying that the four of you get on famously. Is it still the case? And were they telling me the truth?
We have our moments. We're adults. We try to get on as best as we can, but we are four siblings, and we have our moments. We've had our moments in the past. You can imagine it's a pretty difficult environment. It's like a pressure cooker. When you're on the road, you're seeing the same faces 24/7. You're listening to them in interviews. You're on stage live with them, and that's very difficult, no matter who they are,
Yeah.
whether they're your siblings or not. But the bonding, unifying factor between us is our love of music, and we respect each other. And I think my sisters are just great at what they do. They can annoy me at times, and I'm sure I annoy them at times. That's just the way that it is. But we try to be as mature about it as we possibly can. But
Good
we've
to
had our
hear.
moments.
You're normal. I like that.
Of
I
course.
wonder, bands often talk about being on the road is like being part of a family and you spend so much time with one another. I wonder if it makes it easier or more difficult when you are actually family and on the road together. I guess.
Yeah, there's all that. And look, we're all human. We're there for each other when we have our moments. Life can be difficult for us all, for everybody. It's just important to be there for people anyway. We're very grateful for the success, honored that we've had, and to still have a great audience. It's a celebration, really. And so
Indeed.
that's what we'll be doing. That's what we'll be doing when we come out to Australia. We'll be celebrating again.
Yeah, sounds good. Do you get recognized wherever you go? Do people accost you?
It just depends. If the four of us are together, yes. But I can get around fairly anonymously with a baseball cap, whatever. Yeah, occasionally I would get recognized, but I think and yeah, the four of us walking down the street, we're going to get recognized by everyone. As individuals, certainly out of context in an environment that you may not necessarily expect to see us. Probably not, and that's what's great.
Yeah,
We are
you can be
afforded
normal.
a little bit of necessary anonymity. I would hate to be getting recognized everywhere that I went. And that must be very, very difficult for artists to achieve that. So it'd be like being in a prison,
Yeah,
wouldn't
exactly.
it?
You got the best of both worlds there. You're famous world over. Your audiences just love you everywhere you go, and yet you're able to conduct a normal private life at home when you're not on the road. It's perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks be to God. It's another thing we're very grateful for. I think we got the balance right on this one,
Yeah. Yeah. Jim, do you have a message for Australian audiences before I let you go?
Just so looking forward to coming out again and playing for you. We absolutely love Australia. We love the Australians. Definitely got with similarities in terms of the sense of humor. Really looking forward to it. We're getting into rehearsals very shortly. We're going to deliver the best possible performance for you that we can. Looking forward to seeing you.
Fabulous. Jim Corr, thank you so much for spending some time with me. An
Thank
absolute
you so
pleasure
much.
to meet you, and we can't wait to see you guys here. Travel very safely, won't you?
Thank you so much. We will. We will. Lovely to talk to you.